National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang met for the first time since the India-China clashes in Galwan, eastern Ladakh in 2020. They met as part of special representative talks, which is a formal bilateral channel of communication between the two sides. Why did they meet? Well, they met as per the directions of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping. In October this year, both India and China reached an agreement to resume patrolling in Depsang and Demchok, the remaining friction points in the boundary dispute since 2020. Now, on the sidelines of the BRICS meeting in Kazan, Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping welcomed the consensus reached on border tensions and said that senior officials would soon meet to discuss how to resolve border issues. Since then, the disengagement of troops at the friction points, where Indian and Chinese troops were locked in an eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation since 2020, has been completed. Both sides have begun patrolling in the region as well. But disengagement means that troops have only moved back and have not been removed. What both sides need to work out now is de-escalation of tensions and de-induction of troops. Border tensions have also led to suspicion around Chinese investments, which are currently allowed only after government permission and not automatically. India has started easing the process of issuing visas for Chinese technicians needed by the manufacturing sector, but tourist visas are still not being issued. India has also banned hundreds of Chinese loan and gaming apps for national security reasons. The Indian Enforcement Directorate is also investigating Chinese company Vivo for allegedly siphoning off 70,000 crore from India. So when Doval and Wang met, they essentially tried to find a common ground in the management of a disputed India-China border and also see how the border issues do not impact the larger political and economic bilateral engagement. Now, while the Chinese side issued a statement saying that India and China have reached a 6-point consensus, the Indian Ministry of External Affairs did not use the phrase 6-point consensus, but they mentioned the points that had been agreed upon. Both Doval and Wang reiterated the importance of seeking a fair, reasonable and mutually acceptable framework for settlement of boundary questions and resolved to inject more vitality into this process. The MEA said that both officials decided to use, coordinate and guide diplomatic and military mechanisms to maintain peace and tranquility on the border and advance effective border management. They provided positive directions for cross-border cooperation, resumption of Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, data sharing on river flows and trade as well. Both sides agreed to work towards the salience of stable, predictable and amicable India-China relations. Now, this meeting will be a crucial point in bilateral ties, but considering border tensions with China, India is bound to move very cautiously before making any policy change impacting economic relations between India and China.
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC TV18 on all of our digital platforms.